Hey everyone, James here on the Crypto Swiss channel. Is XRP in trouble now that Ripple is rolling out its new RLUSD stablecoin for payments? That's the buzzworthy headline from the Crypto Basic, and it's been the hot topic across the XRP community since yesterday's big announcement. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin is being integrated into its payment systems as a bridge currency, which, as you know, has traditionally been XRP's main role in Ripple's ecosystem. Tired of fake gurus who claim to be expert traders but never trade live? I trade live on the second largest crypto exchange, where everything is transparent and results can't be faked. For over 440 days, I've consistently closed every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $34,000 in profits with only 4% drawdown. Verified results, not empty claims. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in my profile and start copying my trades for free today. So what's the deal? Is this a game changer for XRP? Should we be worried? Spoiler alert, absolutely not. I get why some folks are concerned, but let me assure you right now, there's no need to panic. In fact, RLUSD could actually benefit XRP in ways you might not expect. Stick with me, and I'll break it all down for you. By the end, you'll see why this move is far from bad news for XRP. Before diving in, let me be upfront. I don't have a financial background, I'm not giving financial advice, and you absolutely shouldn't buy or sell based on anything I say or write. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who loves making videos about these topics. It's a hobby, not a profession. That said, let's talk about RLUSD. It looks like it's here to stay, and honestly, I'm not surprised. Before it even launched, I said if anyone could pull off a major new stablecoin in today's crypto landscape, it'd be Ripple. They're a titan in the space, with connections and resources that could make even the wealthiest blush. Ripple's war chest is enormous. Think ridiculously big, and then double it. So yeah, if anyone could make this work, it's them. Now, onto the exciting stuff. RLUSD is making waves, and it's a big deal for XRP. This stablecoin is gaining traction fast. And here's the headline to prove it. Ripple debuts RLUSD on Kraken as the stablecoin's market cap approaches $250 million. That's right, Ripple just rolled out RLUSD on Kraken, one of the top crypto exchanges, pushing the stablecoin closer to the $250 million milestone after its launch last December. Kraken joins other platforms like LMAX Digital, Zero Hash, Bitstamp, and Bullish in supporting RLUSD. Ripple says they're teaming up with global partners to boost its accessibility, so this is just the beginning. Oh, and according to Ripple's SVP of stablecoins, Jack McDonald, RLUSD has already outperformed their internal market cap forecasts. Looks like this stablecoin is on a fast track to success, and it's pretty exciting to watch unfold. McDonald highlighted that the token is already being used in multiple ways, such as collateral in both crypto and traditional finance trading markets. When RLUSD first launched, and Ripple announced the list of initial exchanges supporting it, some people were quick to complain. Oh, this is so disappointing. Who even knows these exchanges? This is underwhelming. To that, I say, hold on. Let's take a breath. RLUSD literally didn't exist before. It's a brand new coin starting its journey. Complaining about its launch is like being upset at Amazon back when it was just Amazon Books. Imagine criticizing them for not selling everything under the sun right out of the gate. Every giant starts small, and RLUSD is no different. Give it time. Can you believe it? Sometimes, starting small is the key to building something massive. Ripple was perfectly positioned to kickstart this journey, and the potential to scale was crystal clear. Fast forward, and here we are. Kraken, a major Tier 1 exchange, has officially adopted RLUSD. As the blockchain backer highlighted, this is a game changer. Why? RLUSD operates on the XRP ledger, meaning XRP is essential for its use. Sure, it's expanding, already available on Ethereum, and set to launch on countless other chains in the future. But for now, most of the action is happening on the XRP ledger, which is a huge win for XRP. It's exciting to see XRP playing a critical role in this ecosystem, and the momentum is only building. Check out this headline. It says it all. Ripple USD, RLUSD, is making waves. Trading volume skyrocketed by 41% in just 24 hours after being listed on Kraken, hitting an impressive $80 million, according to CoinMarketCap. That's no small feat for a stablecoin that didn't even exist 4 months ago. Ranked number 221 in market cap out of thousands of cryptocurrencies, RLUSD is proving it's more than just a newcomer, it's a rising star. And guess what? This is just the beginning. RLUSD is gaining momentum, and yet some are worried. Why the hesitation? Let's break it down. A year ago, we learned that XRP wasn't the only bridge currency in Ripple's toolkit. Remember the big story from last April? Ripple switched from XRP to USDT Tether for US clients. Why? Legal hurdles. The SEC v. Ripple lawsuit led to an injunction limiting XRP's use within US corridors. Everywhere else, business as usual. So, instead of fear, why not embrace the excitement? RLUSD is growing, Ripple is adapting, and the future looks brighter than ever. Let's talk about why this shift is something to celebrate, not dread. Most of the business had already shifted to other corridors, so for the majority, it was business as usual. But then came an email from Monica Long, Ripple's president, that caught everyone's attention. This was no ordinary email. It surfaced as part of the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, appearing amid the publicly shared court documents. It offered a rare glimpse into Ripple's internal response to the situation, and here's what Monica Long had to say. Following the order, we immediately migrated each US-based ODL customer away from using XRP as the bridge currency. Instead, we switched to USDT, or, in some cases, terminated the contracts altogether. For US-based flows, we'll continue with USDT, Bitcoin, or other approved stablecoins, unless given legal clearance otherwise. The team wasn't thrilled. XRP was performing flawlessly in this role, but due to the legal storm, they had no choice but to pivot to Tether. Annoying? Sure. Necessary? Absolutely. Sometimes the game forces you to make a move you don't want to play. When news broke that Ripple was launching its own stablecoin, my immediate reaction was, of course, they'll plug this into Ripple payments as a bridge currency. Why rely on Tether when they can create their own solution? It just seemed obvious. And now we know for sure that's the plan. But let's cut to the juicy part. Does this spell doom for XRP? Is Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin about to steal the spotlight? Here's the quick answer: no. But let's dive deeper, shall we? Speculation is running wild. Ripple's integration of RLUSD into its Ripple payments platform has some XRP fans sweating. The stablecoin, now officially part of Ripple's cross-border payment solution, is designed to boost enterprise utility and demand. By integrating RLUSD, Ripple is offering clients a faster, cheaper way to settle payments across borders. Exactly what XRP was built to do, and that's where the concern lies. Ripple payments previously used XRP as the bridge currency to connect fiat currencies, ensuring smooth, efficient transactions. Now, with RLUSD stepping into the spotlight, some wonder if XRP's role in cross-border payments could shrink. It's a valid question. But let's be clear, this is not the end of XRP. The integration might shift some dynamics, but it's all part of Ripple's bigger strategy. The debate continues, but one thing's for sure, Ripple's making moves. The question is, what comes next? No, let me break it down for you. It's important to understand how this system actually works. And trust me, I'm not saying you don't get it, but it's just not how things operate here. Let me clarify. Here's the deal. RLUSD, the stablecoin, plays a crucial role in every transaction on the XRP ledger. Here's the kicker. XRP is required for every single RLUSD transaction on the ledger. That's how it's built. The code makes XRP function as a gas token, powering every move. So even if RLUSD is being used as a bridge currency instead of XRP, guess what? XRP is still in the mix, enabling those transactions to happen. In short, whenever RLUSD is used, XRP is still part of the process. And of course, when XRP itself is used, well, XRP is the star of the show. It's a win-win for XRP in every transaction. XRP is set to win no matter what, folks. That's just how it's built. Now, you might ask, but what if the transaction happens on the Ethereum blockchain instead? And honestly, I'd respond with, why the hell would they do that? It makes zero sense. First off, Ripple has every incentive to prioritize XRP. It's their ecosystem after all. You'd think they'd push for any RLUSD transactions to happen on the XRP ledger, right? Second, and this one's a no-brainer, the XRP ledger is faster and cheaper than Ethereum. Why would anyone opt for a slower, more expensive option? Duh, XRP ledger wins. It's a no-contest situation, especially when Ripple's proprietary software is so tightly integrated. Let's be real, this is leagues ahead of Tether. When Tether gets used, XRP takes a back seat. But when RLUSD is the go-to bridge currency, XRP is front and center, doing exactly what it's meant to do. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Crypto Swiss, that's true, you're a freaking genius. Maybe even Kanye West levels of genius. And you'd be right, of course. That's a fact. but I get it. You might still have some lingering concerns. Let's address those, shall we? So, what about XRP's volume? How does that play into the bigger picture? If everything's happening in RLUSD and transactions are processed there, how are we supposed to pump XRP's price? Great question. It shows you're thinking critically about the supply and demand dynamics of XRP, especially as it functions as a bridge currency. And here's the thing, it's not just my opinion. Ripple has publicly confirmed this. On-demand liquidity ODL transactions, where XRP acts as a bridge currency, are net zero in terms of impacting its global price. Why? It's actually pretty straightforward. For every ODL transaction, XRP buying pressure happens in one region. It's then sent across borders, in real time, to another exchange, where it's sold into a different fiat currency. Done. Transaction complete. Essentially, the buying pressure in one region is immediately canceled out by the selling pressure in another, all in mere seconds. So, while these transactions are fast and efficient, they're neutral when it comes to influencing XRP's overall price. What real impact are you making? How are you driving the price up? The truth is, you're not even close. What's actually happening is equal buying and selling pressure canceling each other out almost instantly. Sure, in theory, markets could become lopsided if there were constant heavy flows from one region to another. But markets aren't stupid. Arbitrage exists for a reason. If XRP is cheaper in one market, traders jump in. They'll buy where it's cheap, shift it to the pricier market, sell it there, and pocket the difference. That's called the spread. And guess what? It balances everything out. The net impact? Zero. Demand alone doesn't push prices. It just doesn't. Now, you could argue that if XRP were being used non-stop, relentlessly, every second of the day, it might tighten supply and influence prices. Fair point. But even then, XRP's insanely fast transaction times mean it wouldn't take a massive share of the supply to handle that kind of volume. The truth is, no one knows exactly what percentage of XRP would need to be constantly utilized to create a meaningful impact on price. It's all theoretical, and the effect might even be negligible. Here's the bottom line. What some people believe will skyrocket XRP's price simply won't. It's time to rethink the narrative. That's not a bad thing at all. In fact, it's a win for XRP. Here's why. Whether XRP is being used as a bridge currency directly or through RLUSD, which still relies on XRP, it's a clear plus. What matters most is that XRP is playing a pivotal role in these transactions. And for investors diving into crypto, this utility could make XRP stand out. They might see the connection and think, XRP is essential for this ecosystem. If I'm building a diversified portfolio of top 10 cryptos, I should definitely grab some XRP. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. And they'd be right. XRP's staying power is tied to its utility. It's not just speculation, it's being used, and that matters. With developers actively building on the XRP ledger for a variety of use cases, the utility is only growing. This is just one more example of how XRP fits into the bigger picture. So whether it's RLUSD as a bridge currency in Ripple's payment system or XRP itself, it's all good news for XRP. The differences in volume are negligible at best, and honestly, it's the bigger narrative that counts. More use cases mean more attention, more utility, and ultimately, more potential for money to flow into XRP. Honestly, this just doesn't matter. We're overthinking it. You get what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. XRP is being used, even if RLUSD is involved. So why stress? This is fantastic news for XRP. Now, if RLUSD didn't exist and something like Tether was being used on another chain, that'd be a different story. In that case, XRP wouldn't be in the loop. But here's the thing. When a token is issued on the XRP ledger, XRP is absolutely necessary for its transactions. That's why this is such a win. If you understand that XRP is required in these flows, and realize that bridging transactions with XRP were always designed to net zero, then it's clear there's nothing to worry about. This is just another step in the adoption process. That's the mindset to have. Be excited, not anxious. And hey, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't make any decisions to buy or sell based on what I say. Seriously, that'd be a terrible idea. Catch you next time. Stay sharp, Crypto Swiss.